Okay, welcome everyone. We're back on again a live show, and I have once again a very dear friend and a very learned fellow on all things cricket. It's David Graveney. How are you, David?
Fine, thanks, Norman.
We
So
are.
my brain was stronger than my heart then for the first semi-final.
Your brain's still in your car, did you say?
No, I said my brain was stronger than my heart in terms of who's going to win the first semi-final.
Well, that's exactly. Your brain was exactly right. Oh my God, that was a horrific performance. Do we blame Afghanistan or do we commend South Africa? I don't know.
First
What's your
thing,
thoughts?
blame the wicket. If you got a
Yes.
semi-final of a world competition, you can't play on a wicket like that. That was crazy.
No, it was atrocious, wasn't it?
And it looks like, looking at the whole wicket block, all the wickets look exactly the same. They've all got that crazy paving on it, but it's obviously South Africa will be delighted they got through, but as a spectacle, it was a pretty it just wasn't a normal T20 game. Not that I'm a great fan of 300 playing 300, but you can't get bowled out for 50 on a wicket, which is doing that sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm sure when the dust settles, Afghanistan will be delighted how far they've progressed, be bitterly upset in the manner of their departure from the competition, and South Africa will have put one dent in the choking title that they have by reaching a final. So.
Yes, I mean the choking in terms of reaching a final. Now it's a matter of the next level of choke, which is the final itself, which will be.
I think. I think I actually was in Mark Butcher's company a few days ago, and they're South Africa are on quite a long winning streak of T20 games. Actually, I think it's like 8 in a row or something like that. And he definitely thinks the creation of the SA20 has done a lot for their T20 play. Just the level of expertise inside, because they get obviously quite a lot of overseas players playing in it. And the competition has been of a very high standard, and I think that's rubbed off on their domestic players, and as a result, they've got a pretty well balanced team. But again, I thought Quinton de Kock retired, or was I just dreaming?
Well, I actually thought the same thing, but he keeps bouncing back.
Yeah.
Even Dave Warner said he retired from all formats, kind of, and now he played one more time. So look, it's who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
These players, they can't let go in some ways, and it's a bizarre world of so-called retirement. Because what's retirement actually mean? You retire from playing international cricket, but you're still playing internationally, aren't you?
Yeah.
In a format.
Anyway, yeah. The longer he plays, the better, because he's a real entertainer, exciting player. And they've got a well-oiled machine, Norman, South Africa. They're using Maharaja as their spinner. They bring Shamsi in when they think it's going to spin. Nokia's back bowling fast and straight. Allied to Rabada and Jansen, they've got a really varied attack. I would have to say, not dissimilar to England's. You could Jansen and Topley would be the same. Maybe the fact that they haven't got Rashid, to me, is. I know we talked about the danger yesterday of the England opening partnerships, but Rashid is definitely, just a top performer. He's so consistent in what he does. He always takes wickets. So, yeah,
and bats very well as well.
Yeah, no, you can slog a few. Well, you have to these days, and because the winning and losing margins can be single digits, so you can't carry people. Can't carry one-dimensional players. In other words, if you can't bat, you've got to be a gun fielder. So bowlers have got to be gun fielders as well. So this could be a really. Let's just hope it's a decent wicket. I think that game yesterday was such an anticlimax. Because it was such a had a lot of things riding on it. Afghanistan reaching a level they've never reached before. South Africa trying to win at a level that they keep losing at. And in the end, it was dictated by a very poor wicket, which is tragedy, really.
Now we've got Munchies joined us, by the way. Not on. He's texted there. He said the SA20 needed overseas investment, though. He's probably got a point there.
Yeah.
And he's also said the Guyana track is supposed to be low, slow, and the turner. This should favour India. You would say so. And we're getting a lot of comments from people already. A couple of others, I believe the game isn't gonna be like the 2022 World Cup. It will be a nail biter, or else India will win on one side. Okay. There's been a lot of discussion about India. The expectations are there. Muncie also said hi to us both.
I've been knighted.
Yeah. Look, okay. Let's look at, in a nutshell. Congratulations to South Africa. They made the final. Commiserations and congratulations to Afghanistan for their efforts. Let's turn to today's match, which it's kind of really tomorrow in Australia, but today, and for the purposes of yourself and in India and in the West Indies. This match between England and India almost smacks of the final in itself, I would argue.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but sometimes the draw works out that happens where it is. But I think they know each other's games. They played against. I don't think there's lots of new players on either side, other than probably the two middle order batsmen that India are now playing. I don't think the England bowlers would have seen them. Other than on the TV, so some of them might have played against them in the IPL, but the front two, they would have played them against them for a long time. Kohli and Rohit Sharma. I just think that one of the key factors is Bumrah, who appears to be bowling with the ball on a string virtually. He seems to be fully fit, and the wickets and economy rates would imply that he's playing in a different competition to everybody else, because it's a low economy rate, but he always gets people out. And if they are struggling at any stage, they just bring him back. He's so the question is, who will be X factor today?
That's from Rajendra Patel. He's asked that question. Well, you've just mentioned Bumrah. He'd have to be the X factor without even connecting the question to your answer. But I'd say that would be one.
He would. But if you take the Indian side, X factor players who I think will make a difference. Bumrah is obviously one, and the other one for me is I think Kohli will come to the party today.
I'd love him to do that.
I just think he's that type of player, really. That the bigger the occasion, the more he switches it on. As far as England is concerned, X factor, I think that the X factor will be. I know people will say Archer, but I think Rashid is the one that will. I think if it's a slow wicket, as one of the callers was implying, that actually the more pace you have on it, the more it flies off the bat. So that might not be the great, but you never know. Archer is just in a different league in terms of pace. But I think on the England team that it is Salt and Rashid would be the two people for me. Would be the X factor.
I'd include Hardik Pandya as well from an Indian perspective. I think he can, impact both bat and ball.
He definitely fits the film star image of Indian cricketers, doesn't he? So, he's got a lot.
We're getting highs from someone, Jana, saying hi. So a kind heart is here. So India will go through in the final without play. Rain and storm coming in Guyana. Well, we talked about weather affecting the previous match which ended up not doing so, even though it did have some stoppages going on. Deepak Hira says hello to us. We've got Kunal Abhishek. Rain will be a factor. Well, again, what happens in this match, David, if it is rained out? What happens?
I don't think, as far as I was told today, I haven't verified it. There's no spare day.
Yeah.
And then it will be decided on who has the better run rates in the competition up to this point. And India have that. So if it rains,
so it's India's favour.
Yes, that's fine.
Well, it should be, actually. To be fair, India haven't lost a game, and England have lost two in getting to this point. So that's my understanding. I'm sure that somebody on this call will correct it. But that's
there's no other way it could be done. It has to be based on something, to that effect. So
well, there can't be a spare day, Norman, because the final's on Saturday. So
that's true.
And whoever wins has got to get out of Guyana back to Barbados. So, and actually, all the press corps of the English, and not even in Guyana, they're in Barbados. So,
well, Bahram Irani's joined us.
Hello, Norman. Hello, Sir David. How are you?
Hi, Barami. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you all here. Good to be back again.
Are you in Afghanistan or something? You've got a khaki-looking top. What's going on there?
No, I'm trying to hide myself with the camouflage. So I can
Yeah, you need to be in
Bahram,
the jungle.
are you excited about today's match with India? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely excited. But one thing I'll tell you as an Indian perspective, like till the last, if you see the ODI World Cup or the previous T20 World Cups that happened in 21, 22, the ODI World Cup happened in last year in 2023. There was a really kind of feeling that the Indian team will win this and we wanted to win. But this World Cup, like like people are, India is choking in every ICC event and we are just not winning it. What is the issue is not clear. So at least I have a strong connection with the Indian. I like this time, like we don't have any expectation of India winning the World Cup. Like if they don't win, also like really that pressure. It's like given now. Oh, India is gonna lose sometimes. So this World Cup, there's a different feeling. You get my point. It's not that really we there is full the expectation is that okay, they would come maybe till Super 8 semi-final or maybe even final and lose, but this has actually led to a very different mindset. If you see, the aggression of the team is very different, and like you saw in the last match that against Australia, like Rohit Sharma really came on a beast mode, like never seen him really that way kind of thing. So things are looking interesting. So let's see how it goes on. That's really my view and based on how I interpret it. Yes, sir, David.
Right. Baram, just keep Norman going for a bit. I've just got to do something at home. I'll be back, Norman, in 2 secs.
Okay,
Sure.
right. So Bahram, it is a very good point you're bringing up. The fact that India expectations aren't as intense. We're not playing in India as we did in the World Cup previously. India had a flawless effort last time. This time they've played well too, but there's less pressure on them. You're right, and there's a bit more determination with the way that India are playing. Not unlike South Africa, but for God's sake, I don't have a great excitement about South Africa. I don't really care, India or England. Just don't let South Africa win, please. I couldn't handle South Africa winning because of people that I know in Australia will give it to me because I've been having fun about South Africa losing in these important matches for years. I know you're saying India choked, but the choking tag is squarely with South Africa. The term choking isn't quite there. I mean, let's be honest. They've played well for a long periods of time, and they deserve their position up there. Whereas South Africa haven't even made it to finals. India have quite regularly made it to finals. So yeah, the choking tag sits with South Africa, not India, in my opinion. But Dave's not at the moment, but he was talking highly of England, especially from the sake of their openers, Salt and Butler, and their bowlers Rashid, Abdul Rashid, of course. But I find this game to be really, really significant. I think this is to me the final. What do you think?
Well, I don't think it's the final from a India perspective, because one thing, let's say if India do win this, then we will have for sure this World Cup winner will be a team that did not lose not even a single match in the whole World Cup. It could be either India or South Africa. That's provided if India win today. But definitely, given if you see the England coaches' comments, if you see Michael Vaughan's comment, even they this time note that this is a very different Indian team, like in terms of their mindset and like they have a game plan. They that template which we used to speak about, and they really want to do. They don't care if wickets are falling across. So they will go with their game plan, and they also have like a plan B and a plan C set up. In terms of how things would happen. So it really is this different aggressive mindset and the set plan that in a way I would say is scaring England, and that is working in favor of India. Given that, and also if you see repeatedly the English media or they are talking about this ground has been set for India. It's in Guyana, but if you see in a different way, I would say it was detrimental actually to India. Like imagine if India would have been second in the group two coming into this match, then it would be the other way around. So it's not that it's in any way an advantage to India.
Well, it
So
was done. It was the primary reason why it was done was to suffice the time slot for the Indian
correct.
audience, not the ground necessarily. And yeah, I don't think that's a factor here. I mean, just quickly, Uncle Nate, that's a name I remember from before. He's saying hi. How are you? Astrologers. What we got here? We got a comment here. This is a funny one. Niraj Naik says astrologers are saying England will win today. What astrologers are saying? Are you been drinking, Niraj? What are you reading? Astrologers. What the hell has an astrologer got to do with bloody cricket? Jesus Christ!
Astrologer said India would win the last ODI World Cup also. So.
I mean, my pet cat does it. That's just garbage. Astrologers saying, what the hell would an astrologer know about bloody cricket? Ignore the English media, Baram. The world knows our media are shocking. Well, Australia aren't any better. Australia gave it to Afghanistan, saying they were cheaters because of Gulbadin's carrying with these hamstring. We were beaten fair and square by damn Afghanistan. Australia complained about Afghanistan being cheaters. That's embarrassing coming from a country that had bloody Warner do what he did. Jesus. Milan says, oh, nice. Such yourselves. Put his thumbs up. We've got them all coming in. Look, it's good to have Baram here. Hamstring Gates was too funny. And now, Munchie, no one's calling it hamstring Gates.
Two incidents in that match was really funny for me. One was Rashid Khan throwing his bat to the I forgot
That
who
was
was
funny.
there.
You sent me the video. I'm tempted to post those. But the strikes there up for that. But do you realise one of the videos you sent me, Baram, has got 6 million views?
Okay. Which one?
You sent me one that hit the stumps twice.
Yeah.
That's got 6 million views.
That's good. Good to see.
6 million.
Good to see the channel growing.
Yeah, I'm almost 50,000 subscribers now. I'm getting there.
So that's good. Anyway, like what Manchi is saying, so even the hamstring thing was really funny to watch. Like Jonathan Trott raising his hand.
I loved it. I thought that was extremely funny.
Just like but it had no bearing at all in the match.
No.
Just talking about it. Yeah, if you see intention wise, I would say that's not correct or not in the spirit of cricket, whatever you want to call it. if such a thing
But-
does exist. So
But I just love the antics of Jonathan Trott and Dwayne Bravo. They were great for Afghanistan. And you know, Mosen Sheikh, he was there. He was doing the high performance, information for Bangladesh. But the previous World Cup, he was with Afghanistan. You knew that, didn't you? Mosen, good Mosen. Right?
yeah.
So he
Mohsin
was
was
went from high
Afghanistan and he
performance.
shifted to Bangladesh.
What was it? Analyst for last World Cup for Afghanistan. And he's joined Bangladesh, and he had both teams he knew very well. Very interesting. All right, Munchie says after the abuse Jonathan Trott received from the Aussies in the past, seeing him direct the hamstring was excellent karma. I thought it was funny. Now, Munchie Joyce says, "Hello, this is amazing. I love."
But one thing people are not emphasizing here is in that match, Bangladesh had such a good chance of going through, but
Oh
really they
my
had no
God!
entry. Like I don't know what's wrong with the team, wrong with that team, wrong with that mindset. Like Bangladesh has not achieved anything in their whole, you can say, history of cricket in terms of any kind of ICC trophy. I don't know. I don't think they've even come in any semi-final. But they had such a good chance and they just had to go all out. What were they looking for in terms of a consolation win? Really made no sense to me. At one point of time, Norman, they needed 43 runs of 19 balls, which was very, very doable to make it to the semifinals, but they just did not do that.
Yeah, and it's a bit sad because they had an incredible door open for them. If they succeeded in getting third names, which they could easily have done, they'd be in the semi-final. What an amazing result that would be. But then, having said that, let's take a step back. And David's not here, but I talked previously about the teams that made the top 20. Let's call it the top 20. The Papua New Guinea, for God's sake, amazing. Really, they love their rugby league there, by the way, but their cricket is also coming on. The Omans we know are going to be a powerhouse over time. They've got a great basis there. Then you've got, teams such as Uganda, for God's sake.
Uganda, correct. They won
And
against Papua New
US,
Guinea.
and
They
USA,
won
of
the
course.
first match in an ICT tournament, you can say.
Pretty good effort, really, because I was in Uganda last year, which you may have seen on my socials. You knew that, didn't I? I think I told you. I travelled quite a bit, so yeah, it was great to see. But the women's cricket in Uganda is huge. You talk about Bangladesh men, but Bangladesh women are very successful. Good old Sri Lanka, Nilakshi Silva. She's been scoring a lot of runs for Sri Lanka, and they've been winning a lot of games. They smashed West Indies. Okay, so Munchie's saying the rain has stopped in Guyana, but the covers are still on. Toss to be delayed. Oh, okay, that's a great update there. I was wondering what was going on.
I think he's asking. Munchie's asking. He's not. He has a question mark.
I'm going to say a quick hello to Madam LCCEO. Hello, Madam LCCEO. Are you there? Because I can see that you've just joined.
Okay, so toss is officially delayed.
That's what it seems to be. Let me have a look here. Well, the best starts to think. Toss officially delayed, says Matt. Okay. All right. I don't know why they shouldn't. In my opinion, they shouldn't delay the toss. They should have the toss made. I think. This is my thoughts. If there's a time for a toss, then they should have it. But it's just my thoughts. Okay. Yesterday,
maybe
we
how they look at
Afghanistan.
the conditions, and so that's the benefit.
I mean, this is I'm really excited about this game, actually. I really am. But England are very lucky to be where they are in the semi-finals, actually. They scraped through the group stage. Scotland went very, very close. Australia could have easily made a killer blow against England by letting Scotland win if they were to do
Even the match against Scotland, which England had, if you see, Scotland's score was like 90 for 1 in 10 overs, if I'm correct. That's where rain came in. So Scotland was in a very good position initially.
So Munchie's almost. I think he might be in the Caribbean. Munchie's saying the pitch conditions could change between a toss and the start of a game, and the toss should be at the time before the commencement of play. All right, Munchie, you're right. I'm just giving my opinion. Relax. Munchie, do you want to join us? Munchie, you're making lots of commentary. Have you got time? Are you busy? Let me know in the messages whether you want to join. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, just send him the link. He will join.
Yeah, he's
But
doing
what,
some funny because
like this guy, what do you feel? Will there be any team change by India or England, or they will play the same 11?
no,
Because
so
there's a
Munchie
lot of
can't make it.
conversation like Jadeja might be dropped and some other in his place, or will they go with the same team?
When you say dropped, do you mean because his form's not good?
Because of the condition and I would say form also, I would say, yeah, this whole tournament, as I said, nothing has come from
Are you
Jadeja.
okay? You're saying Jadeja out, Kuldeep in. So what you're saying?
Maybe they get in Siraj or maybe another batsman, who knows. See, because
Yeah,
bowlers wise, they have not even used Shivam Dube till now.
but
So that
in
can be
all
one
fairness,
option.
I think the England's sometimes it's not good to tamper with your side in terms of India, and it worries me if they do tamper the side. If
Okay.
they've just beaten Australia quite convincingly, right? So I think on that basis, I wouldn't change the side, to be honest. Their batting lineup is very sound, and I'm very impressed with their openers at this point in time, and that's the key. Now, yesterday's match, when Afghanistan won the toss, I was extremely excited. I thought, wow, they're going to win this match because they won the toss. Well, I was completely wrong. Afghanistan were buttled out for a mid 56. But I think in this game, it's yet again important to bat first. What do you think?
I would actually say, like, if going match by match, if the Afghanistan versus Bangladesh, given the situation of the pitch, there were so many unknowns. If like there are more unknowns, it's actually better to bowl first. Like, and I know
Do you
this is
really
talking
think
in
so?
hindsight, this is talking in hindsight, but let's say if Afghanistan would have actually bowled first, like this situation would have completely been opposite. Now coming to this match, the India England match again. Now given that we had rain today morning, there is cloud cover now over the ground. The outfield is wet, so it's if you ask me, we are really not sure that how the ball would react or how would the pitch will behave. How will the outfield behave? So if there are these unknowns, it's better to bowl first, right? That's how I feel. And if for me, let's say I am a captain of a team and there are too many unknowns, I would prefer bowling. And if you see, India's strength has actually been chasing. Like if you see in T20s, the strength has been chasing, and I believe if Rohit Sharma wins the toss, he might go for bowling.
Okay, I'm very curious about that because I'm not denying what you're saying, but it
Mm-hmm.
certainly in yesterday's match, in terms of form, Afghanistan played well when they batted first in all their matches. The 118 run opening partnership against Australia, for example, was phenomenal. And I'm really frustrated because the way they played Australia was almost perfect. They played them really well. And it's a pity they lost the early wickets because had Afghanistan gotten through, I mean, look, Marco Jansen bowled really well, I thought. So did Roberto Knockett bowled well. The pitch, as David Gravity was talking to me earlier, was a shocker. It was really quite a bouncy, abnormally bowler-friendly
Mm-hmm.
pitch. So, yeah, I don't know. I get your point, and you're saying today if India win the toss, they should bowl first.
Yes, definitely, because really of the unknowns, you really don't know how the pitch is going to be. And like batting first, actually, in such a crunch games, there is actually more pressure on you. Like if you say it's the other way around, like especially in knockout games, if you bat first, there's more pressure on you because you're though it's very clear that you need to score and score while and hit for. And if there is even a slight issue in the pitch, or let's say in the environment that causes swing to happen or something like that, then you're going. It takes time, and with T20 being so short, only 20 overs, like it's not even time enough for you to change plans and do something else. So
Okay.
in such
I
kind of
know we're
situation,
not playing.
if there are unknowns, like this is very important, and which is today, it's better to bowl first.
Okay, I'll grant that. But in the 50 over World Cup last year, in the final, India versus Australia, what transpired there? Who won the toss and who batted first?
It was Pat Cummins who won the toss. He kept India to bat.
And he bowled, didn't he?
Yes, yes.
And we were, at least I was. I think most people were shocked that he did that. They
Yeah,
expected him
because
to bat.
he was a smart captain. He knew that there's a unknown over here in terms of the pitch. The pitch was looking weird. Like some were saying it's a good pitch, some were saying it's a bad pitch, and it turned out to be a bad pitch, and that was a good decision.
Yeah, that was it was surprisingly, you would argue, a masterstroke by Pat Cummins.
Mm.
The fact that he didn't, it's funny, I'm watching television in the background. I've got Pat Cummins on a commercial for Gillette. But anyway, do you think Mitch Marsh captained Australia well in the series compared to the way Pat Cummins has been captaining? Because Pat Cummins was captain of all formats not that long ago.
I would say one difference I did notice, like in the 2023 World Cup, or when Pat Cummins is a captain, I find the Australia team to be like humble, like Norman. But when Mitch Marsh came to this team, I would say I'm not talking just referring to Mitch Marsh, but the whole team, like kind of, I don't know, felt like overconfident kind of thing. I don't know. This is something that I noticed. This come across
I
me,
don't think you're wrong, actually. When I look,
which I feel led to their downfall.
well, in particular, Stoinis and to an extent Maxwell, they were a bit cocky. Mind you,
Mm.
Maxwell did score a 50 against Afghanistan. He contributed quite significantly. Warner was very ordinary in that match, the last few matches,
Mhm.
and didn't get a send off. He basically, they were bundled out before they could really know that it was their last game. Even their last game, at the end of it, they didn't know it was their last game until what the results happened the next day. So, okay. Now, Munchie's saying,
Yeah, there's one more thing with Australia also, right? There would be a lot of people going out of the. So Warner is one, but moving on, there would be Stark. There would be even Josh Hazelwood, who would expect maybe the 1 or 2 years to be. So there would be, I
Stark's
think,
he's on his
yeah,
last years as well. So
yeah. So
Munchie's,
within the 1 2 years, you will see a significant transformation in the Australian team also.
well, I'm still confused why Matthew Wade played when Josh Inglis, not only can he keep, he's been batting very, very well in the T20 format as an
Mhm.
opener, in fact. And even Fraser McGurk's another one. Had Australia had Fraser McGurk and Josh Inglis in the team, there would have been a different dynamic going. And even young Nathan Ellis, they should have given him a go. They've held too long onto the Stark Hazelwood Cummins grouping. It was overdue that they should have got Ellis on the side, Josh Inglis should have played, and Fraser McGurk should have played.
But you can give them that length of rope. Norman, they won so many trophies for Australia, so it's okay, fine. If you see the 2015 World Cup, 2019 World Cup, to 2021, then 2023, so like if you see, it's like 4 trophies within the last.
Oh, it's been phenomenal. Actually, it's been
Yeah,
phenomenal. I
the,
mean, we shouldn't
the
have won.
result
We
of
shouldn't have won
captain,
the
right?
ODI World Cup. We
Hmm.
shouldn't have won last year's at World Cup. We were not the best team for most of the time, but we
Even if you
timed
see
our
that
run well.
2021, the 2021 T20 World Cup, if you see the one in Dubai, right, which was all a matter of toss. So Australia had the lady luck of winning all the tosses over there. And
True.
speaking of tosses like one thing also I have noticed, like Rohit Sharma, I find is really on the unlucky side of winning tosses. Like he really only wins toss in like a non-crucial game. I hope his luck changes today in the match, because I feel the toss
Yeah.
is going to be crucial today.
All right. Munchie's quickly said there's been rain. Bowling first will most likely mean you have a damp ball. That will be difficult for spinners. So he's actually saying it's detrimental to bowl first because of the wetness of the ball. Yeah,
I mean, bigger question is how the pitch will react is very thing, and like if it favors the fast bowlers, you would you're like a team batting first would end up losing the match in the first 5-6 overs if they have like 3 wickets falling down.
All right, now let's have a look here. What's the latest they're saying about this now? Let's just have a look. There's no real update as such. Yeah, they're not saying. Okay, it's still dry. No details on toss time. A few members of the ground staff are walking out, so that's only a matter of a minute or so ago. It can't be very far from a start, or at least a toss start, that is. All right. Who now? The thing with England having won the last World Cup, the last T20 World Cup, correct?
Correct.
To me, England have had a rather slowish start to this tournament and are coming home well. Is that a sign for this game? Will India be able to continue their form, which has been quite red hot? It's going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to this. I was absolutely gutted with this morning's game, this morning my time. Afghanistan, oh my God, they were bowled. The frequency of bowling, getting bowled. And I didn't like the way Nokia he was quite rude at one stage and making comments. And they shouldn't do that because Afghanistan should be applauded, not chastised at this point of the tournament. Okay, now, Munchie's also saying, depending on the quality of the covers, how damp the wicket is under the sheets. Now, yeah, the West Indian grounds, in terms of their covers, aren't as slick as what you find in England, Australia, or say India. They're pretty low or subpar, to be honest with you. I guess they're not used to having rain during matches because, let's be honest, this time in the West Indies is the rainy season. It was probably the worst, in my opinion, it was one of the worst times to have the World Cup in the Caribbean.
See, the two things I'll put, Norman, as you discussed is, okay, one, let me take the covers part. So, like, when I see the view of the covers, what they're covering, they're just covering the pitch part. And if when I saw the visuals in the morning, they have covered only the pitch, and literally there is, like, you can say, a centimeter or two water all across the ground. So even let's say if you have covered the pitch well, there's an osmosis effect happens, which, like, since that is a dry part and this is the wet part, the water automatically goes and significantly dampens the wicket. So really, we don't know how much of this is, like, no one can till you actually don't go and press on the wicket. And that's why one of the point where Munchie says that the toss should be delayed to the actual conditions, so that the captains and the team can go and check the dampness of the wicket, at least to get some idea, okay, how this will happen. So really, I forgot the first point that you mentioned. What was the point on that? But on the dampness, yeah, this is the situation.
Just quickly, I know this is my cheekiness. We could almost call this the ICC T20 World Cup in America, Caribbean, and South America, because Guyana technically is attached to South America. It's the first time we've had a World Cup.
It's considered part of the West Indies, the confab or something. What do you call? But anyway, I remember the point. See, for India, if you see, India till now has been having a topsy-turvy kind of a World Cup, and I will tell you why. Because if you see, the initial matches were all played in New York, and you know how the pitches were there, and there was no kind of a momentum performance for them coming in. It was only when the Super 8s happened and they came to West Indies, where even the first match happened with Afghanistan, where the bowlers broke through. It was not that it was only in this Australia match that we saw like a aggressiveness or momentum from India. But that if you see, that's only one person was Rohit Sharma, and yeah, I would add Surya Kumar Yadav in that, and who played a really aggressive kind of a knock, and little bit maybe Hardik Pandya. So in terms of batsmen, if you tell me the only three who have shined really till now is Rohit Sharma, only for that one match with a good innings, and then Hardik and Surya Kumar Yadav insert, and Kohli, yeah, one match he also made a good 37 also. So it's not that kind of bright side. Whereas from the bowler side, yeah, there if you see, Kuldeep Yadav is like unplayable, taking wickets. Bumrah has been really good. Arshdeep has taking wickets, but he's also going for runs also. So bottom line though is I'm seeing that on the batting side, there's still that thing needs to be signed, like a great innings from Virat Kohli or the whole team coming to like Pant also, like nothing has been impressive except for I would say that Pakistan match where Pant played a crucial innings. So
But
it has
let's
been
go
like
back
how
to
can you
Rishabh Pant
bits
a
and
minute.
pieces kind of
Hang on,
like
Bharat.
one match this.
Let's not forget about Rishabh Pant. Let's not forget
Hmm,
that the man has come back from a serious car accident where he could have died. He was
agreed.
banged up so badly with burns to most of his body, a severe knee injury, back problems, neck problems. The fact that he's even playing in this World Cup to this still beggars belief. It's amazing, and
That's a
it's a great story that he's even back, and he's
that's
playing
it's
at a
a
level.
testament to his willpower and the dedication that he has done in definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
Japan
should
thing
just
has joined us.
Muncie just talked about as I said, the timing. This should have been much earlier in the right season in the West Indies, and the IPL was the reason why it wasn't there. True. Japan Singh says hello as well. Look, Rishabh Pant. What do you think about him batting at 3? What's your thoughts on that?
I still feel I am somewhat not comfortable with the opening combination of Rohit and Virat. I feel maybe Jaiswal would be a better position with Rohit.
Oh, I agree with that.
Virat coming one down and then Pant coming in. I somewhat am
That's
not,
actually very good. That's a very good selection.
yeah,
Jaiswal with Rohit Sharma, followed by the likes of Kohli and Punt. I would agree with that. Actually, I would
yeah.
agree with that.
And if you go with this combination and given if now one player has to be removed, unfortunately that player comes out to be Jadeja. If you see like. Given his current form and the way Aksar is, if you ask me, Aksar is actually, if you see in a very recent way, he's actually bowling much better, and even batting wise, he's contributing better. Somehow Jadeja is not clicking recently.
We David and I talked before you came on about the X factor. We should Kuldeep is certainly an X factor as well,
Correct.
and he'll be in the team today, won't he?
Agree. And also the another player which we have not talked about till now from the India side is Shivam Dubey. So not got any kind of a breathtaking innings again from him also. So something is expected there also.
Yeah, Munchie says he's our official man on the ground since the covers are coming off. Quick Legend says Jadeja has been a disappointment since quite some time now. Oh, I and you've been saying things about him too, but Jadeja's always, to me, been an X factor because of his fielding as well. He can turn a match when he's fielding.
Hey, but he dropped a catch also. Not
That's true. That's true. Okay, so what do you think in terms of world cricket? In terms of world cricket, I mean, the USA have done well, Afghanistan have done well. West Indies looked to me at one stage like they were going to win the whole thing as well. They really were looking good,
I agree. Yeah,
and especially on home territory as well. But who is best suited to win the World Cup this time round to further cricket around the world out of the 3 teams that are left? South Africa, England, or India? You'd have to think India.
I would say yeah, India, but not by much because I would really give a lot for. Yeah, I know you said that, but South Africa also because I've not won
Oh, I don't want
anything
South Africa to win. Stop. Oh, I couldn't. It'd make me sick.
because I really do feel sorry for those guys. So
Sorry, you feel
and
sorry for South Africa. It's their
yeah,
own bloody fault. If they can't get over a stupid choking, they are the true world chokers
yeah,
on what they've done in the past. They've
the
seriously choked.
quintessential chokers, as they say.
Well, the last World Cup they certainly choked. Admittedly, India were beaten in the final, but yeah, they didn't play well either. But India consistently make a lot of finals, which is commendable for God's sake. It's not a
Yeah, and
light thing to do.
also this final, if you see from Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli side, I think this would be a last ICC tournament if you're not catching the next test match because for the next, I doubt for the next T20 World Cup we would have still both of them playing, because there were news reports in between that Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli will be out for the from the T20 team. So at least from
it's very true.
at least from a ICC trophy wise, I think this is a last chance that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Yeah, Virat Kohli was part of the 2011 team, but he was too young back then. But like as a leader or as a a top member, the leadership group that they call it, I think this is the last. This World Cup is the last chance for both of them. So in that perspective, I would say definitely. Yeah, it would be good for India, also good for a legacy for them, and a good because as Indians, I feel we like this was a really good team that we had a good run, from I would say 2017, 16, 17 onwards. But unfortunately, the trophy cabinet is empty. That's really saddens a lot of people from this generation to see this. Like if you see, it's been a decade from 2015 to now, but unfortunately, the trophy cabinet is empty.
Yes. Now, David Graveney seems to have just messaged him. I'll just check what he said. He has said. Where is he? He has a message here somewhere. Oh, I think I missed it though. I think he's apologising for not returning. Let me have a look. Let's have a look here. Yeah, there he is. What's David saying? Sorry, Rushall. Thursday is Grandchildren Day. Hopefully, can rejoin soon. So it's great. He's got his grandchildren over. That's what's taking him away. All right, now let's just have a quick look at the updates there. Quick info. What do we got going on here? The covers have been coming off for the last few minutes. That was only a couple of minutes ago. I think we're very close to a toss, I would argue. So the final in a couple of days' time will in fact be in Barbados, and that's okay. So you're gonna be like, all right, bro. I saw your message.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I also need to take my son to play.
That's all right.
He's
That's
getting
all
me
right.
to play.
Okay, so before you go, Baram, who's going to win and by how much?
I highly feel like India would either blow apart England or it would be the reverse. But definitely wanted to be on the India side, like some beast mode kind of thing happens. Like,
Are you saying your heart says India, but your head says England?
No, both. My heart says like 100% India. My mind says like 80-90% India.
Okay.
Both definitely say India.
You know, England should be ecstatic to have made it this far. Let's be honest. Their tournament has been up and down, but the same thing for Australia. Their tournament was very shaky in the 50 over World Cup, and look at them; they end up winning it. And I still can't believe they won that because they weren't the best side. And who has been the best side up until now in the tournament?
Very, very difficult question to answer on that. I would say
Say
none.
South Africa. You could say South Africa.
No, because they first see, if you say a good side, means they are really won matches convincingly in a good way. Take example of previous tournaments. Like if you say Sri Lanka in 1996 or Australia if you say in the 2003 or 2007 World Cups, like it was, like if you played Mortal Kombat, you have something called as a flawless victory. It's really something like that. So in this tournament, if you can say South Africa went to the finals, they have not lost much, but it has not been like a convincing kind of victories there. Like if you say the Bangladesh match, they could have lost also. Like the match against Bangladesh or even the other, like if you say Bangladesh match, technically they were lost because an LBW was given which was not out, and that ball went for a 4. Now, if you are going to count those runs, I would say South Africa would have lost the match. So that's there is still a blot, in a way. So it's not that kind of a flawless victory. That's what I'm talking about. So
But then you have to
in
argue
that
India
sense,
would be.
yeah,
India's then been the form side because India have come through all their matches, haven't they?
yes, India has been on the form, but like somewhat I don't feel the batting has completely clicked. It's not like the bowling. If you see, has been a very nice gelled unit. The batting has not clicked. Like it's been like bits and pieces kind of a thing, but not a clicked kind of a thing.
I'm getting lots of people messaging me on WhatsApp wanting to watch, and I'm having to bloody well send my YouTube channel to everybody. It's very funny. I'm just going to send a few.
Okay,
Share.
Norman, then mind I'll make a move. Let's see if your show is long,
Well,
maybe
it's
after
great.
30
It's
minutes I
great to
can
see
join
you
back.
again. It's great to see you again, Baram. And don't keep sending me those videos because one went 6 million for God's sake.
No,
But
sure,
I'm
I'll
wary with what keep sending. They're fantastic. I love when you send me the
sure.
videos. It's great to get. All right,
Take
Baram.
care. Bye bye. Bye,
I'll
Norman.
be on if we'll be on in a couple of days' time for the final. All right. So
Okay, sure,
watch out.
sure. We'll join. Yeah, Saturday
All
can
right.
easily do it. No problem.
Okay. Thanks,
Bye bye.
Baram. See ya. We're very fortunate so far to have David Gravely and Baram Irani. We may have a few other people joining us very shortly. They're all messaging me. Just as an update, the match has been delayed between India and England based on the weather. There's been some rain. The comments that have been made here that I'm seeing, the covers have been coming off for the last few minutes. Having said that, a drizzle can be seen around Karthik, who's talking to the pre-match. Most of the progress might get undone, but a full game can start until 2:40 p.m. local time, giving them the chance to hang around with them. Okay, so they've just taken the covers off, but it's starting to drizzle, so they might be going back on now. They've got until 2:40, which is another. They've got a good 3 or 4 hours actually before they can actually still get play on. So there's a fair bit of time there. It's going to be a very frustrating period. The pitch conditions in general are it's a little bit muggy, but you expect that the camera ministers will always be that way. Boundaries are big and even. There's a bit of rain around, as we said earlier. The captain's preference will matter. It's a low skiddy pitch, which tends to favour spinners. So it's going to favour spinners. Is it going to favour India more than England? Well, England have got Adil Rashid, of course, but India have got quite a few more in their arsenal with Kuldeep and the like, even Jadeja. There's a lot going on there for the Indian bowlers as well. I still think India's favourite for this match, and they should bat first, in my opinion. I know Baram said that England, the win the toss and bowl first. It's what Pat Cummins did in last year's ODI World Cup. Is it the way to play this match? Afghanistan won the toss yesterday, this morning, in fact, my time yesterday. In fact, they won the toss, and that expectation was that they would have won that match. And I was very buoyant, but they fell apart in a heap. All out for 56, and South Africa cruised to 1 for 60 and won the match very easily and rather disappointingly. So Munchie said England can play Adil Rashid, Moeen Ali, and Livingston the bowling. You're right. Livingston's in the same as Moeen Ali. You're right. They're both there. I'm just not sure about the selection of Dubé for India and whether they need him in the side. It's something of a a shock in that regard. I'm getting messages here about this match. There just seems to be a lot of conjecture as to the wicket itself. I think I would still bat first. I would definitely bat first, in my opinion. I wouldn't miss the opportunity to get a healthy amount of runs, put a lot of pressure on the opposition. That's the way I would play it. We've got LinkedIn here. It's difficult to know what to do, and I think a lot of people prefer to not have to win the toss and deal with the consequences of their decision. To be honest with you, but yeah, Munchie's put the fact that Moeen Ali certainly is a bowler of note. Livingston can certainly bowl well as well. They've got a bit of depth there. England's side are pretty damn well balanced, and although they haven't had Okay, there's this Star Sports is going live. There must be some anticipation of a starting point here. They're saying that the rain's come back. I'm going to have a little look at the actual video pictures of it as well. It does look like there's been India or some. I mean, India or England just really should be the World Cup final. I still don't have. Josh Butler's very significant. He's there. I can see him there. He's all ready to go. He's got his cringe hat. He's got his kookaburra bat. Interesting how a player for England's using a kookaburra bat. Overcast conditions haunts India. Manish Pal's written here. Overcast conditions haunt. Well, it doesn't. It's not necessarily going to haunt them, Manish. If they games washed out, they'll actually win the match. So they'll be very happy. Hartik's there. Murali Kartik has got a umbrella up. Although the outfielders there's umbrellas up on the outfield as well. I can see a fair degree of Indian supporters at the ground in Guyana. Indians are all over the place. There's certainly crowds that they'll go wherever. Now I'm looking at the pitch as we speak, and there's a fair bit of water on the ground. There's a super stopper out there trying to mop it up. There's no, so the pitch has been covered once again, and I'm seeing rain quite heavily falling at the time of this match. Super stoppers out there taking off as much water as possible. It doesn't look good for a start this match at any time soon, but I love the ICC caps. I'm going to get a few of them. I love my caps, as you know. I've got truckloads of caps there, and I do like the 2024 version of the caps. It's very very impressive actually. I do think they do a great job with the merchandise. The ICC. I take my hat off to them for that. They're in fact Prime, who are showing that in Australia, have gone off saying they've gone off showing any broadcast at the moment. They've gone away from that. So we could have an indefinite period of rain now. The game effectively should have started by now. Let me have a look. It should have started certainly by now. It was due to start in about 3 minutes' time. They've got another 2 hours and about 10 minutes for the game to start. No, it's more than that actually. It's probably like 3 hours and 10 minutes for the game to be started. And so there is a hell of a lot of time in their favour. It's a day match, so there's a bit of wriggle room there for the time. Unfortunately, of course, there's no spare day, so there will be a result based on the positioning on the table. And India's net run rate is apparently better than England's, so India will be in the box seat to play against South Africa. And as I said, God, I hope either India or England beat South Africa. I couldn't handle them winning. I'm sorry, which is my cheeky personal thoughts there. I'm not a huge fan of South Africa for a lot of reasons, and I think they're a bit cocky, a bit arrogant, and sometimes their hoodoo of choking is well deserved. They still haven't broken it, even though they've now made a final for the first time, having been in many semi-finals and never gone any further. They've now made a final, but that doesn't mean they're going to be an automatic selection to win. Both England and India know how to win World Cups. They've both won World Cups over time. They're more likely to be honest. In fact, if India did win, people are saying there'll be 2 chokers in the final. So that means that we might have a draw. No, you'd have to favour India or England against South Africa purely based on experience in big time matches. Both have won ICC tournaments. Manish is now saying, can you reflect on David Warner's career? I will do that. Richard Vernon, why aren't you joining? Richard Vernon, you're there, gas bagging from the sidelines. All right, Manish Pal was watching you since T21 Border Glasgow series. Saying as Manish Pal. India won the Super 8 group. England were second. Therefore, if rained off, India will go through. It won't go down to run net run. Is that right, Munchie? I didn't know that. I thought it was a net run rate issue. So the fact that India won the Super 8 tournament is why they would go through rather than okay. So England being second in their group, and the Super 8 group was West Indies were on top of that, weren't they? If I'm not wrong. Yes. So actually, who Who was the winner of that Super 8 group? Let's have a look.
I found this on the web.
Let's have a look here. I'll go back to the tournaments there for a minute. The Super 8s, we'll go back to the Super 8s stage, look at the table. Oh, it's not showing the table. What does the table show? Yeah, the covers look like they're on there for an extended period, actually. So in the Super 8 stage, yeah, West Indies, Afghanistan, England finished second behind Australia, surprisingly, having not lost a match in their group stage. In the Super 8 stage, England fell second to South Africa. Yeah, not. So India won their group, and England was second in their group. So yes, you are right. It would be India that would be deemed to be the best position. And I'll now, can I reflect on now? Richard Vernon, we all know who he is. Wants me to reflect on Dave Warner's career. Well, from an Australian perspective, we've got to commend him on his Test cricket record. He has a very good Test cricket record. He came out of the blocks as a T20 player first, and then was chosen for Australia in the reverse to play Test cricket, and played some very admirable innings in his early career. But his career, unfortunately, has been tainted certainly by the so-called sandpaper gate that occurred in South Africa. That will long live to be his downfall in terms of his. Also, the way he finished his career, there are people that have suggested that he shouldn't have been given the opportunity to farewell himself in that test. But in all fairness, Warner's career certainly was commendable. He was a great short form player. We all know that. He's 37 years and 245 days as of today. He was born in 86. He played some 112 tests, scoring 8,786 runs, a very good record indeed. And and let's be honest, that's a commendable amount of runs. And he scored 2,637 50s. Very impressive Test cricket effort with a batting average a bit lower than I would have thought, 44. His ODI cricket didn't play as many ODIs as you may think. He only played 161. Now, most of the subcontinent players play 300 or 400, but he only played 161. He scored a healthy 22 centuries, though, and his batting average there was about 45, which is roughly the same as his Test career. His T20 performances, he played 110 for his country, only scoring the one century in that format with 28 50s, and his batting average there was 33. His first class, he played quite a few, 143. His T20s overall, not necessarily internationals, were 385, where he certainly did play a lot there. And he's got 8 centuries there, which is lower than I thought. Yeah, so his career spanned some. He first his nickname was Lloyd. I didn't never knew his nickname was Lloyd. I don't know why he's got a nickname like that. But his career did span a Test debut in 2011. His last match was in 2024 against Pakistan. He debuted in the ODI format though in 2009, and T20s in 2009 as well. So in both those formats, he was there since 2009. He first debuted at a T20 level match against New South Wales, or for New South Wales, in 2007. So his career spanned roughly from 2009 to 2024, so a good 15 years, quite a long career. He'll be remembered for being a very, dynamic batter. He wasn't a bad filler, wasn't a bad slip fielder as well. He obviously had a very stellar IPL career, having been the captain of the what was the name of the team? Sunrisers Hyderabad, when they won an IPL. I think it was quite a while ago. Actually, it was 2000. Was it 18 or was it earlier? I'm not sure. I can't remember the year. But he was prolific in that format as well. He'll now play a smattering of short form franchise competitions around the world. I think he's still connected to the Delhi Daredevils, and I'm not right, or Delhi. What's Delhi's name? No, not Delhi Daredevils. It's Delhi. I can't remember now. I can't remember the the Delhi team. He's with that franchise. Of course, he will play in Canada. I think he's going to be playing in America, UAE, BBL, probably unlikely in Australia. He seems to be not paid well enough there. Richard Vernon, rub over it quickly. Rub over it. What? Munchie South Africa has topped England's Super 8 group. That's right. Yeah, I saw that myself. So, yeah, England will not go through. I've got a question mark. England will not go through if it's rained out. It'll be India will go through. So that's comforting. Thumbs going on there. What's going on there? I'm not sure what's going on there. A lot of thumbs going on. What's going on with the thumbs there? Why, Rana's asking, why Australian cricketers don't practice spin batting against spin bowlers? Well, they do, but not as much as they used to. This game has been set up by the ICC completely biased towards India. They knew before the tournament where they would be playing, so support staff travel could be arranged. It's the slowest returning wicket. Well, I don't know, Richard. I don't know whether it's necessarily that rigged. The reality is it's just because of the television timing. I don't know whether that's necessarily a fair comment. India had to get to that far as well. Pitch, there's no reserve day, so it's a washout. India win. How can one semi-final be different rules to the other? Well, I get your point. I do agree with you. But having said that, though, India topped their pool, and that's the way it goes. England didn't top their pool. That's the way it goes. Ask the BCCI, sorry, ICC. Well, let's be honest. I mean, I don't think it's going to make any difference if India were playing somewhere else and it washed out. They would still be through. So no, I don't think it makes a difference to that effect. A lot of things do favour India, and look, we have to be realistic. They are a team, a country that have actually, they basically have the majority of the population follow cricket, or even around the world. In America, which is second after India, India has the biggest following of cricket in the world. You would have thought Pakistan or Bangladesh have more people watching cricket than other countries, but in fact, no, it's the USA, which is second. And with their expatriate population, really nails it in terms of numbers of people watching cricket. So India first, America second, and then on it goes from there. Now, Richard was saying, so South Africa had a major travel nightmares. They didn't get afforded what India had either. I don't care. I don't like South Africa. So if they had to swim between islands, I wouldn't care. If India has finished first or second, this island would have still been in Guyana at 10:30. You're right. That's neither here nor there. If they had run second and were there and it rained, they wouldn't be through, so they would be disadvantaged. So Chris, my son's sending me a video on Channel 9 News. I'm not sure what this is about. What's this? Bit of a funny job, an Uber driver and carrying on. So it's important, Norman, should be the same for all teams. You can't favour one team. Okay, Rich, look, I agree with you, but it's happened. We've got to live with it. Let's live with it. Let's not worry about it. It's something that we've got to live with, don't we? But no, I agree. What are we going to do? We're going to ban India? I don't think it's going to happen that way. It's been many times Australia's been favoured for all sorts of reasons as well, and England. So it has happened. Look at the way they played the match in England, one of the World Cups there against New Zealand. Very dubious the way that went down. In fact, New Zealand probably deserved to win that match. So I am from Sri Lanka, love King Australia, miss something about match figure 50s. Well, okay, so South Africa versus England, and you think India will be out, so you're from Sri Lanka. All right, okay. I don't know who's going to win this. I still think it'll be India. Um, so Richard's now backtracking a bit. Richard's backtracking. But Barnstead boy is backtracking. He's saying he now loves India. That's what Dave Warner said at a lunch with Buri Majumdar quite a few times, which annoyed me. So don't go down the track of Dave Warner, Richard Vernon, and start saying I love India, and their cricket just need to be fair now. Okay, I think I don't think it's necessarily unfair. It's just more for television rights. I think, and Richard thinks India will win. Being an Englishman, thinking India will win. Why do you think India's going to? Richard Vernon, come on, bloody air, and tell us why you think it's going to win. Bumrah is the best bowler in the world. Do you think so? I think Rashid Khan, the way he bowls, is tremendous. He's to me a match winner more than anyone else. Bumrah is certainly, he's right up there. I'm not going to deny that. Munchie, England versus New Zealand was based on the rules laid out in the tournament and the laws of the game. Nothing to do with preferences. Get your anticipated blinkers off. Beg your pardon. That's almost blasphemous what you're saying there. The reality is England they did rig that match. New Zealand, so I was physically there. I saw what happened. New Zealand deserved the win. That's it. Warner is a cheat and threw Bancroft under the bus. Yes, he did too. Not only a bus, a few bloody trains the way he played. The reality is, you're right, but I don't have much time for Warner as well. Dave Warner, all he talks about is loving India, and he certainly doesn't. He cheated. Yes, he was a major cheat. Should never have played cricket after that, to be realistic, but he did, and we'll leave it at that. There's my friend here, so Cameron Green is missed. Tim David, not good player. Green all-rounder. No, I don't agree with that at all. I think that Tim David deserves his spot and has been a sensation in most tournaments. So I think very highly of Tim David, actually. Cam Green's still young. He's still very young. Cam Green's a lot of career still to go. Look at Richard. I keep seeing this comment. Richard Warner is a cheat. Well, you're right. We jokingly thought that Richard. Oh, hang on. The comments are flying here. Richard Vernon was getting feisty. The reality is, Australia, we have a cheating tag. Yes, we do. And I love the way that Gulbadine from Afghanistan pulled his hammy, and Australia blew up because of his hammy. That was hilarious. Australia calling the kettle black, or kettle calling the pot black, whatever the term is. Pot calling the kettle black. The reality is that that was hilarious. Gulbadine's my hammy after Jonathan Trott, who is English, by the way. Jonathan Trott, we must remember, is English and was the one who actually it was hilarious. He should face a suspension. Who should? Jonathan Trott for going slow down, or the player pulling his hammy? I don't know. I would argue that Jonathan Trott. There's a lot of speakers I've already, but look, take it all back. Afghanistan made a semi-final of the World Cup. The top 4 teams in the world for cricket. Afghanistan made it. What a magnificent result! Their opening bat. Trott is a South African. Well, he played. Who did he play? Richard Vernon, Banstead boy. Who did he play cricket for at Test level? Not South Africa. He played for England. The player should be suspended. You mean Gulbadine? No, and Gulbadine, that was a lot of fun. And he was such a spirited player. He was a fantastic batter bowler, actually, too. It's real pity that they imploded today against, literally imploded against South Africa. And the pitch again is to blame somewhat there. It was quite a shocker. Okay, let's go back to this. We've got more comments in. But the world best young players, good cricket. Rashid, 19. Okay, David Warner was 20. Yeah, okay. You're talking about the fact that Cameron Green should play with Shane. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with it. Will Pekoski used to be upcoming prospect in the size. How's he doing right now? Manish Pal, his head injuries are just insurmountable. He's got about 20 concussions. Too many. Trott is a nice guy. No issues telling them to slow down. Need stronger umpires. Okay. And we should talk about, Moses Sheikh. I love that Moses on. He was physically there at the Afghani Afghanistan versus Bangladesh match. Bangladesh was the high performance or the statistician for Bangladesh, having he's there. Bangladesh, he was there for Bangladesh in the World Cup of this year, but the last year he was with Afghanistan. So Mohsen Sheikh, I met him in Mumbai actually during the World Cup. He had a very insightful position to see what happens behind the scenes with Afghanistan, with Jonathan Trott and the like, and then now with Bangladesh. This weekend in New York was so bad, even Norman Kay would have looked good. Are you suggesting I'm not good? Let's be honest, Richard. Have you played on the SCG? No, I've played on the MCG, SCG Lords. I mean, when you play, I mean, I know your son's played at Lords in some pithy game for the MCC versus Melbourne Mob, but I'm the most capped SCG 11 player. Have you know? Our next Test captain, Green, but best player. Okay, yeah, he did that. He has. You played at the Oval. You played at any Oval, what, some random Oval? I doubt that, Richard. I've seen no evidence of you playing there. There's no video coverage. There's no newspaper articles. Not even a write up in your local rag. There's nothing. So I want to see evidence of that Oval match. All right. So with people like the Oval, I'm staying at the Adelaide. That's called the hotel's called the Oval. Did you play in my hotel room in Adelaide? Did you? Probably. That's probably where you played. Okay. All right. So, Munchie, would be a video nasty watching. It would be a video nasty watching Richard Bowl. What do you mean by a video nasty? Do you mean it would have been pretty awful viewing? Is that what you're saying? I mean, we didn't get to play that match in England last year, did we? We should have played a match. We were all watching gallivanting around Lords, but no one was playing. Which you wouldn't catch me in a hotel room. What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting by that comment? No, the reality is that let's get back to the cricket here for the moment, please. Let's get off my hotel room altogether. Australia, disappointing. West Indies, disappointing. Pakistan and New Zealand, extremely disappointing. Didn't get through the group stages. Commendable to see the USA get through. Commendable to see Uganda win a game. Commendable to see Afghanistan, beyond belief, go through to a semi-final in the World Cup, albeit getting thrashed. Oman was impressive, I thought. Netherlands was actually somewhat disappointing, and I would have expected more than that. Now, this is a bit of a scandalous comment here. This is like some English rag. No ladies escape Norman's clutches. Well, let's not get on the track. Expected 11:15 a.m. Roughly 30 minutes to wait. Okay, so Munchie seems to be in permanent update mode. Must be honest. Let's have a look here. So yeah, we're looking at 11. So expected 11:15 a.m. Is that what? When is? I'm still not sure what 11:15 a.m. is. When is that? I've got some trend there. So look here. The current time. Let's have a look. So umpires are out there having a look. The spectral if it's half an hour. Okay. So another half an hour and the inspection will take place. Another half an hour. Oh my God. Rain match semi-injured. Yeah. But as we said, at this point in time, if the rain persists and the game does not go on, India having been ranked at the top of their group, England being ranked second, taking a look at in their run rate as well, I guess, will be the team to go through. So it will be potentially an India versus South Africa final, and that'll be of great interest. If that happens, I really, really can't see India losing that. And you might ask the tag of choker goes against both of them. Why was that balloons go across the screen? The reality is that they would have balloons going across. Why have I got balloons going across the screen? India, out of the two choking nations, South Africa's a bigger choker by far. India will probably win that, I would argue. So that's my thoughts on that whole thing. So, all right, we've got quite a bit of time before the match goes back on. The pitch report or pitch inspection will be now in about 25 minutes. Still a way away. Good night, all bye, sir. See you later from Sri Lanka. Thank you very much for attending. So that's another 25 minutes before the actual pitch report occurs, which means play could start, well, within half an hour after that. So we could be looking at up to an hour before play starts, which is well within the timeframes they've given for this match to go ahead. So that's a good sign. I would have liked to have seen the match start with a delay. Now, I know that they say they should toss closer to the real start, but I would have liked to have seen the toss get out underway earlier. That's just me. Let's have a look here. I mean, I'm very disappointed with the likes of West Indies in particular. West Indies, to me, had the biggest opportunity to win this match, and they didn't. And their matches, I should say. And yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment. Let's have a quick look here. It's now 12:51 in the morning here in Australia. Past my bedtime, by the way, but I'm still here. Let me have a look here. We've got it on Prime, which Prime's connected to Jeffrey to Bezos's efforts. So what's this here? We've got another message here. What's my opinion of Australian cricket remarks on the Gilbert Act? These experts are acting as if they were the gentlemen of the game in their time. Also, remember the sandpapers. Are you spot right? I totally and utterly agree. It's hypocritical that we're commenting about Gilbert's efforts and saying that it was cheating. It had no effect on the match whatsoever. So that was a lot of garbage. It was overkill, something horrid, and I'm a bit annoyed by that because it is very hypocritical that we would actually make those sort of comments in such a manner. It really is. It's quite disturbing actually. I would say I would agree with it totally. It's embarrassing for me to see that, for sure. I agree. Australia should not be one to be talking about other teams cheating when we cheated quite significantly with players deliberately acting on sandpaper. That was a horrific situation. Admittedly, Gilbert's efforts were a bit embarrassing, quite funny, honestly. Still drinking Coca-Cola, shouldn't be. I should be an advert for Coca-Cola. All right. We mustn't forget that this World Cup's been played in America and the Caribbean, and Guyana, which is effectively attached to South America. Great to see the game being played in New York and in Dallas, Fort Lauderdale. There's been some great exposure to cricket in America. It's been tried a few times now. This is an actual World Cup there. And on top of that, you have the amazing situation of a statue of Virat Kohli being displayed in Times Square, which I thought was quite a lot of fun. Sahil Prajapati. I'm from India. Aussie fans since 2013, watching Steve Smith. I was there at Narendra Modi Stadium for World Cup finals. And so was I. I was there too. No, I was there too. I went to up that ground. It was a great ground. Your fab innings of all time, T20 ODI and tests. Okay. My best innings, well, there was in terms of ODIs, there was that 400 plus score in South Africa where both teams scored well over 400. That was quite an amazing match to watch. I think South Africa won. That was quite incredible. T20 matches, I would have to go back down to the World Cup. I think it was that the T20 match? Now I'm trying to think. No, it wasn't. There was another ODI match that was at Lords. I was there for that. It was amazing. T20, I've been seeing the West Indies win that year. It was amazing. And also when Sri Lanka won the World Cup ODI, that is in Pakistan against Australia in '96, was also pretty impressive. In terms of test matches, well, Bradman era would have to be some of the best to watch. The 1948 Invincibles was amazing. 2005 Ashes in England was quite amazing. Match with Stephen Mark Walker centuries was amazing, especially Steve Waugh's century at SCG. There's a couple of examples. It's unusual to see that in cricket, unlike football, they should have just played on. I played with a broken finger because the game was close and my team needed me. He would have soon got up. Are we talking about Goulburn in here? Come on, give him a break. He was a lot of fun. Okay, Surab Netrvalkar, who starred for the US, works in the same company as me. He has been overwhelmed by the response from the cricket world in the US on his performance. Well, there you go. Tell us more about that, Munchie. I'd like to know more about that. How you see Steve's been at Marcus impact since well, they both weren't there and they both weren't good enough to play the team. This Aussie summer's going to be amazing. Manish Pal has got a great point there. It will be 5 test matches between Australia and India. I'm looking forward to that, especially Adelaide Oval and the SCG. Afghanistan partying too hard the night before. You know what? I don't think there's much of an untruth about that. That's actually pretty true. It was such a high for Afghanistan to win and make their way to the semi-final. The euphoria would have been high, and to come down and play very shortly after would have been quite difficult mentally, and maybe that's what contributed to their horrific 56. I think that's not exactly far wrong, as a matter of fact. Afghanistan have ridden quite a high of late. They've done very, very well. Ran has written, should Australia batters focus on spin batting more? It's been a comment made very frequently that the likes of Glenn Maxwell are really, he's an amazing spin bowler. Look what he did against Afghanistan in last year's World Cup. He scored a double century, and even this series he scored 50. So they're on the ball. Maybe it could be the case for more of the Australian batters. I do agree. We've got pitches. We've got these new high performance centres in Australia. One in Cricket New South Wales. There's one in Brisbane. A few around the country which have specialised spin pitches, spin conditioned pitches, which are meant to emulate what it is like to play on a spinning pitch. Well, a lot of rubbish. You're playing inside indoor conditions in nets. Despite the wicket being a bit rough and spinning, unlike a spinning wicket, it's not the reality of a pitch in the natural daylight, natural wind conditions. That's where you test your spin bowling. They should be playing more on practice wickets or out in the open air without netting around if they really want to improve their skills. Yes, I have. Certainly have. Most of the YouTubers are known to each other because we do follow each other somewhat. And yeah, and I'm friends with a lot of the people. And we see them around. We know of each other. They may not always admit to it, but they certainly do follow the channels, as you should, because ideas are taken from each other, and we're a community of people. Can Australia try Maxwell in tests? He can do wonders. Well, there's a good point. Manish Pal's talking about Maxwell in tests. I think that's a very sad situation. He didn't play more tests through his career. He could have been as impactful as both of them, in my opinion. Could have really played some amazing innings in the longer format and scored some swashbuckling centuries. And yes, we've missed him not being a regular in the middle order for Australia. I would agree with that. I would have had him in there. Love to see him play Test cricket against India this summer. In fact, what an amazing scene that would be. It would have been great to see him play that. I agree, Management. Absolutely, it would be great to see. So what's the update here? I'm just looking at the updates as we speak. Been going for an hour and a half here, but I'm happy to do that. All right. Trying to find the updates there. This is more intel from the ground as we inch closer to the prospect of a toss. Topley and Jordan have both marked out their run-ups. So that's implying that Topley and Jordan will both be playing. Reports, okay, and England might go unchanged to give Butler as much flexibility as possible in his bowling options. Speaking the day before the Geth game, Matthew Mott said England wouldn't make any massive changes to the 11. Matthew Mott, being the Australian coach of England, also was the coach of the Australian women's national team. Yes, all right. The replacement for David Warner is Fraser McGurk, I reckon. Maxwell is too unpredictable for Test because Australia is a strong side. They can afford to carry him, enjoy the fireworks when it happens. I think they should play him. I totally think so. Yeah, look, Australia have to look very seriously at their team now from a T20 perspective and all formats, to be honest. Mitchell Marsh, has he succeeded as a captain? Well, Pat Cummings can't captain all formats, as was clear, and you'd have to say that Stark, Hazelwood, Wade, and Warner's gone anyway, and Warner, they're 4 changes immediately in the near future. They won't play, I don't think, World Cups again in that format. Is Boland fit to play this summer? He can be a surprise for India. Scott Boland seems to have gone a bit off in terms of his form. He's not bowling with the same potency as he did a couple of seasons back. But yeah, if he's around, he'll probably get a go, I would imagine. But Australia, if they then rely heavily again on Hazelwood, Stark, and Cummins, it's going to be interesting to see how they survive the whole summer. They've been playing very consistently for some time now, and whether or not they're up to it, I'm going to be interested to see what happens then. Blazing sunshine, okay, we got blazing sunshine in Providence now, apparently. So there you go. Let's see if I can see it. Still, there's a weather-related delay. There's still so blazing sunshine in Providence. The players on both sides are going about their preparations, and things look much more promising than they did an hour ago. We still have to wait for the umpires to have a proper mosey about the pitch in 15 minutes. So it's now about 13 minutes from pitch inspection time. Yes, sons. Are you getting your updates from ESPN Cricket Info? Because that's where I'm getting my updates from. You're saying the same wording as what I'm saying. Look, yeah, we're going to get some play, which is great. Great news. We really need to see a game here. Right? Nothing worse than getting games called off or cancelled or whatever. It should be a pretty good. Okay. So Rana's written, where Stark and Cummins tied in the IPL was IPL 2024 affected the World Cup performance as a crucial games. It's a good point. Did the IPL tire the Australian bowlers? Well, then it should have tired a number of the Indian players and South African players and even New Zealand players and whoever else played there. So it goes to all countries. There's quite a few teams that were players that represented the IPL that are playing the World Cup. So it wouldn't have just only affected Stark and Cummins, let's be honest. New Zealand, they were very, very ordinary. I was quite shocked at how bad they were. Very shocked. It was Pakistan. They got beaten by the USA, and they should have beaten India, actually, too. India didn't score that many runs, and Pakistan had a very cruisy total chase down they didn't do. I was very disappointed with Pakistan. And West Indies probably was the biggest disappointment because they did get through to the Super 8 stage and had the opportunity to actually play on and effectively make it to that to the semi-finals, but missed out. Kind heart. I think India will reach the final without play. Well, they will. Technically, they will. You're right. Manish Pal, how do you see batters like Jake Fraser in tests? He could be turning up the order of 20 position. Yes. Well, don't forget, Warner started with a T20 career. Fraser McGurk started with a similar 2020 career. He could play Test cricket one day. Yeah, he might. He won't go into that quickly. Let's get him playing for Australia in this format. He should have been in this World Cup. Was worthy of the X factor to be playing, and he wasn't picked. And Australia didn't make the semis, did they? So there's your answer. Well, we've got now another 10 minutes apparently before we go on for the inspection, and the inspection should be followed by a start within another half an hour. So we're still looking at from 30 or 40 minutes before start of play. Yeah. Pradam Trivedi says hello. How are you? Pradam Trivedi, I think I remember your name from before. MYK, morning Norman from Adelaide. MYK's morning Norman from Adelaide. You're saying morning because we're now, what, 1:05 a.m. I guess this morning. What are you doing up, MYK? Are you meant to be in bed, or what's the story with you? You're in Adelaide. Well, Adelaide, as you know, Adelaide Oval's a magnificent ground. I was there last year for the West Indies Test match, staying in the hotel which is attached to the actual ground. Very rare effort to be able to stay in a hotel attached to the ground. I think it's very special. Amazing hotel, great breakfast. You can sit out there and watch the ground from the breakfast area. Quite impressive, actually. All right, so let's have a look here. No other updates other than the blazing sunshine. We've been getting that comment a few times now. Just those 12 there. Okay, waiting for that. Wrong pronunciation. You called me Paddy, but by the way, I'm fine. I'll call you Paddy. All right, Paddy. Paddy Trivedi. I'm sorry about that. Pradum? Is that Pradum or Paddy? Okay, we'll call you Paddy. Okay, waiting for the match to start. Oval Hotel, yes. I love the Oval Hotel. Oval Hotel. It's a very nice hotel. A test series coming up in Australia. 5 test matches against India. Virat Kohli hopefully back to some test form. A new opening partnership for Australia with Warner no longer playing. Who will open with with good old oh my god, I've had a mental blank. Who's our opening batter? Our Pakistani-born opening Khawaja, Usman Khawaja, will open with a new batting partner. Won't be Will Pucovski. Could it be? Who could it be? Is the question. Fraser McGurk, probably not. Pakistan is a good form, will lose to the minnows and beat the top contenders. So Pakistan losing when there was an upset, but losing to the USA was not. True. That's why we like them. Look, Pakistan are unpredictable as hell, but they're a great talent. Dinesh Chaudhary, I remember that. Now, what is Australia's next assignment? Well, Dinesh Chaudhary, their next assignment will be the Test series in Australia. I think they've got some short format series going on as well. Might even be in Darwin, I think, against Bangladesh, I think. And then they eventually move to another Test series in Australia, which starts November. So this is now June. You got the Olympics is on, but I don't think there's nothing on for cricket there yet. It'll be in the future Olympics. There's a few Women's World Cup is happening in September, I think it is, in Bangladesh. You've got the Asia Cup happening in Sri Lanka next month. A lot of women's cricket is being played. I mean, Australia's going to have I believe there's some short form series occurring, but I'm not sure where. I think it's in Northern Australia. I can't, but I know the Test series on the 5 Test matches will start November, December, into January. I'm getting as soon as the more updates. Within 5 or 6 minutes, we should have an update. Curran is also so Sam Curran's marked his run out. Topley's marked his run out. Chris Jordan. Are we now going to consider that Sam Curran, Topley, and Chris Jordan are all going to play in this match? So England are picking 4 seamers and they're unchanged. So no rogue debut for Tom Hartley. A possibility of him was discussed earlier. So England may well be going through with 4 seamers. The 4 seamers, of course, being Curran, Topley, Jordan, and the 4th is not Mark Wood. Who would it be? I'm just trying to think of the 4th thing would be. We'll find out shortly. So they will tour England for a white ball series in September, I think. Okay. You should do a collab with the great cricketer, as I think the banter would be very entertaining. Yeah, I'm not chasing anyone down. We'll see how we go. I like having Baram on the show before, and David Gravity and Richard and Munchie there on the sidelines. Zubniks, I'll do collabs, but I like to do people who are loyal to me as well. I've got some great people that joined me. I had Adam Holyoake and Monty Panesar there in England last year. I had my stable of friends, Richard, Chris Vernon, Munchie, David, Gravity. They're all there. Baram, a few of the girls as well. Well, we'll see. So we're very soon going to be. So let's look. It was still some 5 minutes away. Tom Hartley was discussed. He's not playing, so it's going to be Curran, Jordan, Topley, Adil Rashid. Of course, Liam Livingston will be there to bowl too. Moeen Ali. Is he going to be? I'm not so sure whether. Let's have a look at the teams. It's frustrating. We're waiting for this damn toss. Our Earth is Best has joined us and says, "What an awful tournament. Nobody cares." Well, India in the semi-final, they do care. Let's be honest. Munchie's saying the team will be Butler, Salt, Bairstow, Brook, Ali, Livingston, Curran. Of course, I forgot of all players, Jofra Archer. So Curran, Archer, Jordan, Topley, Rashid. That looks like the team to me. And my God, Archer, wow, he's been playing well too. If India goes to the final without playing, then surely this tournament is a load of rubbish. Well, it's not India's fault. It's the weather's fault. Our Earth is best. You always make cheeky comments like that. I don't think so. I mean, I don't care. India or England goes through. Let's say India goes through. Beat South Africa, for God's sake. I do not want to see the ultimate joker be unchoked. That would be embarrassing. So Munchie is announced basically the same side as played in the previous matches. Butler and Sol opening with Bairstow at 3, Brook, Ali 4-5, Livingston 6, Curran, who classifies as an all-rounder really, with Archer, Jordan, Topley, and Rashid. Of course, Butler will keep. Kapil Verma, my comment. I'm sorry if I missed your comment. Where is it? What's my prediction? Will any match happen or not? I'm certain there's going to be a match here. It's sunshine and they're going for a pitch inspection with a toss shortly after. We're going to be seeing a match here. We'll see play. Don't worry. We're very close now to, we're very close to a toss, I reckon. Zubnik's no reserve day for this match. I like that. No reserve. What do you mean? But did Afghanistan and South Africa have a reserve day? It didn't matter, did it? They didn't need it. Australia will play Sri Lanka to I reckon, 4 weeks' time. Okay. England should open with the head as Warner's done. I agree with that. Toss at 8:50 Indian time, which is what, 1:20. Yes, here it is. Toss in 10 minutes time, 11:45 start. No overs lost, but you already knew that. Okay, so we're looking at a start in about 30 minutes time with a toss in 10 minutes time. So there's your answer about play. We're certainly going to have play. I would like to see Josh English. I've got a lot of time for. I think he's a very capable keeper and certainly a good batsman. And Warner's gone now. Wade, how the hell was Wade selected for this? I still can't believe we had Wade as our keeper for the T20s. Not knocking the guy. He's had a pretty good career, but for God's sake, Josh English should have played this because his batting is far superior to Wade's and his keeping is equal to it. So I don't know why we were. Hopefully that's Wade's last tournament. Norman, will you cover India, Australia? Is the My answer to this one here is the Pope Catholic? Does the bear shit in the woods? Of course I'm going to be. Of course I'm going to be covering that. Of course the answer is yes. And Munchie, the permanent weatherman, we've got. If there is a likelihood of more rain, whomever wins the toss will bowl first. Okay, let's see whether that's the case. I still think that both teams will bat first, regardless of that. I don't think India are not the type of team that likes to bowl first. They tend to like to bat first. Rather like wants to go out there and whack the ball about. MYK looks like it's going to be an all-nighter. It will be an all-nighter, I think, MYK. I think you're right. You're in Adelaide. I'm in Sydney. It's an all-nighter for sure. Love to be able to come on to that one. So the toss is in 10 minutes. Toss is in 5 minutes time now. We're going to see. It's still not showing anything on Prime, but yeah, the messaging here from. So toss is in 4 minutes. Not far away at all, guys. It's the case of stopping and starting to set a total better chase with a known Duckworth-Lewis system target. It's all very technical, Munchie, but I would still bat first. I just like the way the teams have batted first in the series and have actually ended up winning. There's all these thumbs going on. What's going on? I get your technicality there. India will win this match. Akash Sharma is saying that India will win this match. Yeah, I'm not doubting that. So the toss must be very, very soon. 3 minutes to the toss. We should start. They're not showing any broadcasts, which annoys me. But darling, 3 minutes to the toss. We should have live coverage to the ground. That annoys me. Rabbitohs, top over here. Rabbitohs have won their last 4 matches in a row. Still languishing towards the bottom of the table, but you know, they're still a good team. When I say South Sydney, I'm talking about the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Here's their top. If Our Earth is Best says, if England bowl first, India won't win. I'll just roll it again as a miracle, and England won't bowl pies against him like the Aussies do. So if England bowl first, India won't win. So if England bowl first, that means India bat first, and you don't think they're going to win. I think India is still a very capable side. Batting or bowling first won't matter. India, I still think, deserve the tag of being favourites for this match. That's what I think, anyway. Now the toss is 2 minutes. We're not seeing it live. When we should be. I've got my little thing here. You can see, and I've got my little live TV at the bottom there, and it's not showing it yet, which is a bit annoying. It's saying there's still a weather delay. If you can see that. Please stay tuned. There's a weather-related delay. All right. Now, what we were just told. So people are saying the more the games is delayed, the more he's having flashbacks of India versus New Zealand in the 1980 World Cup. Yeah, well, India are in the box seat in terms of not playing. Vera is what do you think? Like India? Yeah, I think India will win, Akash. Vera struggling. He is. Munchie coverage started here. Sun is shining, players warming up. Yeah, well, we haven't got that coverage. Why have England got it on their television sets, but we have it here in Australia? That's annoying. We've got this going on. That is our official coverage of the World Cup. A stupid thing flashing on the screen saying there is no coverage. Please stay tuned for Prime. Oh, that's good to see. Are you working, Munchie? You seem to be typing and watching television there. Are you actually doing any work, or are you foxing? Does your bosses know that you're just gallivanting around watching television and typing on YouTube? I wonder about that. I get emails in my inbox from Taco Bell. I don't remember where I got that from. Interesting. I actually feel like it. I might get on Mac as well. You're multitasking. Multitasking my foot. You are, in fact, watching the game with great interest and are pretending to work and typing more to me. That is the truth. Who's your boss, Lunch? Let me quickly find it. All right. Let me have a look. For God's sake, toss. Would you bloody toss? Well, apparently this toss in 10 minutes should be now. Are they tossing? Amazon Prime feed working for me. Maybe you do a reload. Okay, I will do a reload. I'm on the app rather than the. No, it's still showing. So is that showing that? England win toss. Okay. Well, and we'll bowl. There you go. So you were right, Munchie. You said that the team who won the toss will bowl. So India are batting. Okay. England win the toss and bowl. Okay. So let's update my viewers on that. England win the toss and elect to bowl. This is elect as an electric. Of course, it's against India. So England have won the toss and elect to bowl. Arrows is best, Munchie amazing. You were right. He was right. This England, the team that won the toss, would elect to bowl. India will bat. My live coverage is not showing. So Josh Butler says it looks like a decent surface. Everyone's talked about the low bounce at this ground. With the rain around, we hope it's an advantage to bowl first. England are unchanged, as we were talking about earlier. So there you go. Haven't heard from England are unchanged. So England are unchanged. They've won the toss and elected to bowl. India will bat first. I still think it's good for India, especially if India goes to a start. In terms of comments from Rohit, we haven't got any comments yet. Okay. Rohit Sharma says he would have batted anyway. There you go. So Rohit Sharma would have batted anyway. I like that. Weather seems clear. He says big game and we want to put runs on the board. Looks like a little dry. Hopefully it gets slower and lower. I kind of agree more with the way that Robert Sharma looks at this. He's happy with batting first, and that's what a true Australian way back in the day was. They bat first, even in Test cricket or any format. Bat first tends to be the way to go. Although Pat Cummins bowled first in the World Cup final last year. England won the toss and decided to bowl first, so they've been watching Pat Cummins as a captain in the previous series. Maybe that's what it is. I think if India goes to a great start and get a good score, they can heap a lot of pressure on England batters, which could see them crumble. At this point, India losing the toss and batting is actually more favourable for them, I would argue. Rohit Sharma didn't make any comment about his team selections. I'm gonna at least argue that perhaps that in Providence, Guyana, that the England team was unchanged. The Indian team is the one that I want to know about. No mention about the team. I'm trying to get up the live pictures here. Still got the rain delay pictures, which is very annoying. All right, we're getting close to a match start, which is great. Lalit Modi just supposed to do it. The founder of IPL is sent a link. I'm not sure this link is. Deepak Mittal is there as well. All right, so yeah, India are batting, England are bowling, England are unchanged. No word yet as to whether India are unchanged or not. I would assume that they'll be pretty much the same team. There was some discussion about Siraj coming in. I think they probably won't go with him. That's my thoughts. We'll just wait and see. Anyone getting team selections? Okay. India have also stuck with the same combination that served them well in the Super 8. So both England and India are both unchanged, as are the Super 8 teams, which is good. They're backing the players that have got them there. That's a warranted point. So again, England have won the toss, have elected to bowl. Stadium is half empty. What's new, Munchie? There's no West Indies playing, so there'll be no Guyanas running around. There'll be Indians there for sure, and it's been wet. It is a bit sad. This is a World Cup semi-final between India and England, and no one's there. It is a bit sad. Hopefully, the final in Barbados will be better catered for in terms of numbers. I would love to be there. I'm dealing with my property issue as we speak. I was at the lawyers today yet again today. Hopefully, within the next week, 2 weeks, we'll have mine done. And that's what I'm hoping for. So, all right. Very interesting. I'll stay a bit longer, but will go off in a minute. So, England have won the toss, elected to bowl against India. India are therefore batting. India would have done that anyway. There would be plenty of Brits in Barbados. Yes, Munchie, I'm surprised you aren't making you're not hot-tailing it there for a quick 8-10 hour flight tomorrow if England win. Would you go, Munchie? Would you go if England win? Would you go to the final? You should. Get your laptop and work from there. Yeah, so both teams unchanged. We've got the lineups here now. I'll just reiterate the lineups for you. India, Rohit Sharma with Kohli, Punt, Sky, Dubey, Pandya. Not sure about Dubey. I don't really know much about his play, to be honest. Pandya, Patel, Jadeja keeps his spot. Arshdeep Singh, Kulavyanov, and just Prit Bumrah. This is a pretty good playing side. England, of course, Butler's captain and wicketkeeper. Salt, Besso, Brook, Moeen Ali, Liam Livingston. Then you've got Curran, Jordan, Jofra Archer, Adil Rashid, and Reece Topley. So you would argue both those teams are pretty damn, what's the word for it? Pretty damn balanced. And the fact they're unchanged. All right, well, let's see whether that sticking law with the applies. It's good to see. I rather like that. Teams unchanged. Just typing this up. Teams unchanged. From Super 8s. Do you guys think that there were too many teams in this competition? Has it gone too long? Out of the best. Hopefully not. We don't want pie chuckers. What was made of that? Okay. Well, it's a bit on the times. I'm getting a bit tired, guys. I'm going to be watching the match, though, but I might be more wanting to get a relaxed perspective of it. So we've got some 15 minutes before the game starts. Vikram Gupta says, and good toss for England. India need to hold need a solid start from Rohit. Okay. Yeah, I would agree. It'll suit. Sri Harsh is showing a live weather update. The pitch is coming off. So here we are. We're in a situation here. All right. So yes, the tournament feels a bit too long. There were 20 teams, for God's sake. That's a lot of teams. Kapil Verma, who do you think will win the game changer for each team? Who do you think will be the game changer for each team? Oh, you'd have to say Hardik Pandya and Kuldeep Yadav, Bumrah, are the three that I would say for India. For England, Josh Butler and Salt at the beginning of the order, top of the order, and Abdul Rashid, of course, in the bowling, and Jofra Archer. They're my game changers. I'm just waiting for a start. We're only, what? Providence Day looking providential indeed now. Basking in the morning sunshine. There we go. A little bit of sawdust on the bowlers' run-ups. The surface looks like a dry one. Aryan Kaka, hello, how are you? How are you? Is India going to lose by 10 wickets or will win by margin of 50 runs? They're not going to be losing by 10 wickets, I can assure you of that. And win by margin of 50 runs, well, it'll be a little bit closer than that, but I think India will win. Star Sports is showing fans live. I'm going to refire the Prime, see whether they're showing any vision now. It's now 30 minutes before the start. They bloody well should. But also, here we go. We're finally getting some vision. You see the Indian team very relaxed with both Jadeja, Bumrah, just sitting there, Axar Patel. England are waiting to go. England, of course, are bowling. They're ready to go out and bowl with their red tops and blue pants. It looks more like a pajama to me, but Ankit Mishra says hi. Australia knocked out the T20 World Cup. They certainly are. Ariane Kaka, yes, absolutely right. Abdul Rashid's going to be quite significant. They're showing him now, and he's showing him taking wickets throughout the World Cup. Took quite a few. He does bowl a very good rolling, doesn't he? Now, this is damaging to South Africa. I can't see South Africa being England or India. I'm sorry. I hope they get smacked. I hope they choke. And I'm expecting South Africa to choke in the final. It's almost an imperative that will happen. So, trophy's been brought out by, not sure who's bringing it out. Is Darren Gangers there? I love the way that the people that own the trophies, Emirates Airlines has sisters there. So, Kindheart won. Same did Australia first bowling. What do you think? England seems stronger than Australia. Bowl fun. Yeah. I agree with that. What happens to the banter corner? Ashwin cutting. Banter corner. Well, I might get the guys back. We'll see how we go. We'll see whether we can get the guys back. We'll have a bit of a break from that. See the Indian team are out there. This guy in the stadium has got a few nice stands there, different colours. You can see the water in the distance there. We're now getting in here with Bumrah. Is cricket popularity in Australia declining? Cricket popularity in Australia is not declining as such. maybe a little bit less participation than men's, but women's cricket's going through the roof. Women's sports going through the roof. Boomer's having a bit of a chat, but we're looking at the players are very keenly what is it cricket? Okay, so Boomer's looks quite happy. Oh, he's a married man these days. You got well. I'm still 10 minutes there before the start of play. Nice booth to his World Cup diaries. Yeah, well, we're within 10 minutes of start. They're all waiting. It's be starting now. Already delayed. Almost being interviewed. Looks like well before the start of the match. Yeah, I think I got a coffee and starting to get a bit tired. Ashwin Kartik is cricket. Yeah, we read our signals. All right. I would love to see this live. I haven't been to Guyana. I haven't been to Trinidad. I've been to Barbados though. The players are coming out now for the traditional national anthems of both India and England. The flags are out. Indians are up there, up standing, ready to sing. Once the game starts, I'll leave this live. This little truck for DP World bringing the match ball out with you can see Jeff Crow there as the match referee. Of course, brother of Martin Crow, one of the best New Zealand batters ever, and sadly passed. The Indian team are coming out now. Both teams are coming out, and we should see a start of play. And we're going to get a game here. And India can prove that they're worthy of being in the final by going out there and playing, not just winning based on a washout. All right, everyone. I've been on for more than 2 hours. Hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back for the final in a few days' time. South Africa versus either India or England. We'll preview that, talk about the series in general, and look back at some of the teams like Afghanistan and how they went. But do join me in a couple of days' time. This is Norman. Watch out for so view, like, and share the posts. Press the button for notifications to come your way. Watch the live. It'll come up very shortly. This is Norman Kochnick for Eyes on Cricket. With Norman Kochnick, we're in Eyes on Sports. Bringing you some more coverage. We'll certainly be covering the Test cricket later on in the year. That'll be great. Last time, couple Verma. It is good that India is going with unchanged team, despite today's reform. Well, they should give credit to the team out of form. All right, guys. Any other class questions? Otherwise, I will see you in a few days' time for the preview of the final. You can see the national anthems going on as we speak. England and India both doing that. So let's welcome each other back. I can see who's that. I don't know who that is. It's the general crowd. So do enjoy the match. Go India. Go England. Either one of those teams, probably India. I would like them to smash the living daylights of South Africa. So all the best. See you later, Munchie. Take care. All the best, guys. We'll talk soon.